I am recording. Ba ba ba.
I am recording. Ba ba ba.
I am recording. Ba ba ba.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 696th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Bobby.
Hello. So obviously I got a late start to Legends Z-A, only by like 4 days, not super late. But I have not finished the game yet. I am to rank C though. So
Rank C.
Getting through it.
Austin here.
I have finished the game and I loved it.
Today's episode is going to be a little weird. We're recording this early because I will still be in Japan. I think when this episode comes out, I will probably be at the airport coming home. So I think that's the plan. Anyways, because this is a news-based show and because we're recording it early, we probably won't be reporting on the news properly since I don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks.
We just make up the news?
Yeah,
make up the
we
news.
could just
I can
make
make up the
something
news. I'm assuming that update to Scarlet and Violet still needs updates. I'm assuming that update to Legends or Z-A has come and they fixed some stuff. Maybe.
Hopefully.
So because it's the three of us, I did want to talk more about Z-A to get that out of our system. Not necessarily story stuff, but I don't want to say there won't be any spoilers this episode. The whole miniseries is out. All 13 episodes are out. You should go listen to that. That was just me and Austin and our thoughts of playing through the game. And obviously, we had questions at certain points, and then future episodes answered them, and then more stuff happened. There are more team player members because there are multiple food trucks.
Yeah.
So there's just stuff like that. So I don't really want this episode to be super story focused, more like things that happen in the game that we just want to talk about that we might not have an opportunity during daily news stuff. When are we ever going to bring up the windows? We really need to talk about the beautiful windows and architecture in this game. So that's pretty much today's episode, is just generalized thoughts after this game has been out for about 3 weeks. And then maybe I'll stop getting questions of when are you going to talk about this?
No, you won't.
So that's our episode. I think what we didn't talk about in the miniseries, which everyone should experience, and we could start off talking about that now, would be the museum.
Mm-hmm. You didn't talk about the museum at all during the miniseries?
Look, we had a lot to go through.
No, we didn't talk about the museum.
We saved it for this. We knew the hardcore fans would listen to this episode where we would be talking about the museum.
All right. The museum was awesome.
All right,
Thanks
great.
for listening.
Thanks for listening.
No, okay. The museum was really cool. Specifically, there was the one floor that I thought was the part that you would go to. It showcased a lot of stuff from Pokemon Legends Arceus. There was some little lore tidbits thrown in there. Specifically, the part that I thought was very fun was the side quest in the museum. Which, by the way, don't get rid of the Spupa. If
Don't
it's not too late.
Don't, it doesn't matter.
It does matter. It's the only one.
It's not. It's existed for 12 years.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
That's true.
Only
special.
Pokemon fans will take something non-rare and then suddenly try to make it rare.
Well, it's rare right now because you can't get it into the game otherwise.
What does it matter? Once it touches the game, it can't go anywhere else anyway.
And plus, it's a Vivian. Who cares?
The Vivian lovers care. All right? I'm sure the 3 or 4 of them out there are real excited about this.
Vivian? No, I thought the museum was cool too. Okay, well, yeah, before we talk about what's in the museum, the side quest of, was it find 10 Spoopa?
12.
Yeah.
Oh, was it 12?
Yeah.
I didn't do it, by the way. I refuse to do this side quest.
Is that real?
This is real. I refuse to do the side quest. Why would I remove the Spoopa from the museum? They look great.
Okay. I do see that point. Especially like the one that's like the head.
Like I can go in and they're still there after 60 hours.
Sure.
Like I don't care about the Vivian. What am I gonna do with it? I already have it in Scarlet
Put
and
it in
Violet.
the box. Cherish it. Love it forever.
I haven't organized my boxes. We need to talk. Remind me, we need to talk about the box system in this game because they changed it, and I'm going to crash out over it. Yeah. The only thing you get from the side quest is a spoopa that evolves into. I don't even remember which one it is. It's not like Arctic.
The lake or something.
Monsoon. I think it's
Sure.
Monsoon.
It's blue, right?
Yeah.
And then the normal spoopas that you catch are modern or whatever, not modern, but
Not
whatever
modern. They're pink. They're not Are they garden? No, garden's green.
I can't remember. I will pull up all the Vivians, but
They're pink. The regular one in the game is pink.
yes, it's the one that default shows
Yeah.
by everything. Why is
So
this
the regular
shows-
one's pink, and the one you get from the museum is blue. Polar is the one you get from the museum.
I
right?
lied. I don't know how to read Bubblepedia. Meadow.
So Meadow is the pink one, right? And then what's the
Yes.
blue one? Since you're there,
The blue one is
because it's the light blue, right?
Yeah.
Is it the light blue?
Yeah, it's not the-
marine.
Marine. Okay.
Okay.
Monsoon is blue, but it's blue with gray.
Hmm.
Were you guys not shocked that all the Vivian are just not in this game?
Yes, I
Yes,
was.
I was as well.
I kind of assumed they would be. It makes sense that they would be. They got all the Furfroos, they got all the Flabébés, not
But-
all the Vivian.
Vivian, I mean, that's just not how the forms work with Vivian.
Sure.
Like you'd have to. I mean, I guess I don't know. They did it differently in Scarlet and Violet, right? So you could get them all without having to.
The Scarlet and Violet, you have to send the postcards from Mago,
Right.
which I thought
Is
was
there
pretty clever.
is there a chance they do something like that again, or is that too late? Like, could they add that
It
later?
could be like a DLC thing, maybe.
Yeah, they could have all the Vivians in the DLC. Like we don't know if we're going to one area or multiple areas with the Hoopa ring. So how it worked in X and Y was it was based on I believe the region of your 3DS. So there was
Mhm.
nothing you could do to change your Vivian. I can't remember. It was like when your 3DS connected to something and it established that initial connection that it determined what the Vivian was. I don't know the technical aspect
No,
of
there
it.
was something about you could switch which location you said your 3DS was in. Right? Or there was something about
I don't
that.
think you could change it for like I don't think you could ever change your Vivian once it established.
Okay. I just remember going through trying to collect them all with my OT, so I was on the Reddits trading people for eggs so that they would send me an egg from their location so that when it would hatch, it would eventually become the Vivian of their location, but it would have my original trainer name since it was an egg. So I went through a whole
Here's
it
what
was
I'll
a
say.
process. It was a process.
This is off of 3DS subreddit, not Google AI. The pattern of Vivian changes depending on the country and region of the 2DS, 3DS that has been set up the moment we boot up the game for the very first time. To get a different pattern, we need to go to System Settings, Profile, Region Settings, change the country, and restart the game completely. Restart the game. Changing the, delete your game and restart. Changing the region setting in the middle of the playthrough doesn't give you access to a different pattern. Japanese 2DSs and 3DSs can only be set to Japan as a country, so it only gives access to 3 of the patterns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All right.
that was the long way to go about doing it. I did not want to do that for like 18 different
No,
patterns.
absolutely not.
Because you're basically having to reset the game 18 times and play to a point. And so I did a lot of trading with people. And then like a year later, they're like, oh, you just get them and go. It's like, wow, I did a
Yeah,
lot of work for nothing.
I never did any of that because I didn't care.
That's a reasonable take, I think.
You know
I wasn't
what?
going to use one. I, at the time, didn't care about collecting all of them. Still
They're
don't think I
cool.
care.
I think Vivian is a really cool Pokemon in that
I agree.
for that reason. Like for that
Sure.
the reason of that and having all the different patterns and everything.
You know what's so funny is I actively go out of my way, spend so many hours looking for different colored Pokemon to not care about the Pokemon that has so many different colors.
Yeah. I'm shocked. I am shocked.
Hippowdon lovers are crying right now.
Who's gonna tell them?
Sometimes I forget that I'm like overly sarcastic on this podcast and I'm like very sarcastic on my Twitch streams, and like that doesn't translate to Instagram because people are just seeing like a 30-second clip of me and they don't like they don't get that I'm like a very sarcastic person. I am a person who I have all the shiny Furfuru in Pokemon Go.
Nice.
The only one I traded for was somebody who went to Egypt and they had a shiny Pharaoh Furfuru. Not feral, Pharaoh. And I traded them a shiny Necrozma for that Furfuru, which to me I thought was a great trade.
I think that's fair.
That is a great trade.
I'm not going to Europe to Egypt anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I have all the shiny Furfuru in Pogo, and then I have I think I have 2 or 3 shiny Furfuru from like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon or something.
Mm.
And I'll probably get 1 or 2 shiny Furfuru when playing through Legends Z-A. For Flabébé, I did all of those Flabébé and Scarlet and Violet when they did that Flabébé event.
I remember that. Was...
And so I have...
Why did you do that?
I have 5 shiny Flabébé in all the colors, 5 shiny Floette in all the colors, 5 shiny Florges in all the colors. And I have the 79 or whatever Alcremie. I have every shiny of that one too.
Yep.
I do not have every shiny Vivione, and I was like, oh, well, like going into ZA, there's not a lot of things I can shiny hunt. Like anything from Gen 1 to Gen 4 already out the window. And then like for Gen 6, I'm like, yeah, I'm missing some Vivione. I'm missing like, I have Dual Blade, but I don't have a Honedge. I don't have an Aegislash. So like all these people are like doing like turbo controller methods or whatever for like 30 shiny Skidoos. And I'm like, I'm just missing like maybe 10 Pokemon in ZA that could be shiny that I don't have, and that's what I'm going to eventually focus on. But Vivian was one of the Pokemon that I was like, oh, maybe I'll finally get around to like shiny hunting more Vivian. And the fact that there's only 2, really there's only 1 because the Spoopa you can get can't be shiny because it's a gift. That was like a little disappointing because I think the easiest way to do that is just Scarlet and Violet with the postcards at this point.
Yeah.
And Scarlet and Violet makes it not easy, but like you turn on a sandwich,
doable.
it might take you like 30 minutes, might take you like an hour and a half, but like it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. You can get at least one of them. You can get one of them from ZA. Unless you already have that.
I think you made a good point last week, Bobby, where Austin wasn't on this, but there is something to be said about Flabébé existing in Scarlet and Violet and Flabébé existing in ZA, and it's so much easier to see in ZA.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can see the color of the flower almost instantly. And if I go back to Scarlet and Violet, even if I set my sandwich to jumbo, they still feel impossible to see.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that agreement from people because I honestly just thought that I was getting older and my vision was going. I was like,
well, we're all getting older.
We are all getting older. That is true. But I've thought like I just didn't see that complaint online that often of these Pokemon just feel too small in Scarlet and Violet.
I like in Scarlet and Violet for one reason. I like that they're all genuinely for the most part to scale. I think that was cool. In execution, not so much, right?
Yeah.
And then in ZA, the smaller ones are bigger, and I appreciate that because I can actually see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But then Onyx is a little small. Nothing wrong with the small Onyx.
A little
no
small.
biggie. No biggie for a small Onyx.
Onyx is like the size of like an Arbok in this game.
Well, maybe Arbok's just big. I don't know. No, yeah.
You know, I haven't seen an alpha Onyx, so maybe that's like much bigger.
Sure.
True.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that the fact that they're not to scale and they're sized appropriately for the most part, I think that's better for the long run.
I think well, Austin and I talked a lot about how the game does look bad in parts. I think everyone has, right? Like I don't think anyone is sitting here defending some of the windows, like 90% of the windows. But I do think this is one of the best looking Pokemon games. Specifically, like, just find a flower bed with Flabebe and take a screenshot of it, and then go to I can't remember that dude's name, the Team Star base where the Flabebes are, and like take a screenshot of that, and it's like, I don't even think you can make out the body of the Flabebe in the Scarlet and Violet, because it's just it's really small and it kind of blends in with everything, and like I whatever art direction they decided to go in is better here.
Yeah.
For at least the Pokemon. Except the Pokemon aren't, they also did this weird thing where the Pokemon aren't like scaly or furry or...
True. Yeah, when you get up close to them, if you take pictures up close, they don't have as much texture as they did in Scarlet and Violet. I will say, in Scarlet and Violet, when you got real close to a Pokemon or took a picture of them up close, that was like the best looking that Pokemon have ever been. Like the textures and everything on them were great on those Pokemon. But if you moved away a few feet, it was like, where'd they go?
Where is it?
I can't see them now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they definitely, the art direction, they went with I think it's just kind of like almost smoother all around look on the Pokemon.
Yeah. I did go back recently after playing like 60, 70 hours of Z-A. I went back to open up Scarlet Violet just out of curiosity. Sorry, y'all were right. It does look very bad. Everybody was right. It looks pretty bad. But yeah, because I don't know, Z-A is just something like, aside from the obvious, Z-A looks very pretty. There's a lot of parts in the game that look really good. Steve, I was watching your stream the other day. You were in, I believe it's called Vernal Avenue or something. That area is so pretty.
Oh yeah, the street with like the
the
actual
trees.
like tree coverings and the sidewalk and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I specifically went there to take a picture of my shiny Sableye because I was like, oh yeah, that place is actually pretty good.
Another one that's really good, that looks really good, is the sewers. There's like a lot of depth there, and there's a lot of
detail. The ground is wet.
Yeah, I'm like, what did you guys just work all on this and then not above? Like, what happened?
Sewer guy got a pay raise.
Yeah.
I think that I don't want to go in a huge conversation. I think them like doing the National Dex cut was like a smart thing.
I agree.
And I think that it's like, on a technical level, there's nothing weird. There's nothing technically hard about putting 1,000 Pokemon in a game. They already have the Pokemon models. They already have the stats and everything. But I think that when you want to really focus on specific Pokemon, or you want to improve every single game, I think you have to make those cuts. And we did start seeing that in Sword and Shield. I know that there are people that are like, well, they copy and pasted the Pokemon from this game into this game. Like, yeah, they made all of these models, but there were models in Sword and Shield that were different. And there was also new Pokemon that they added. And there was also new animations they added. Like, yes, they didn't do like a tail whip animation. And like, that was one of the things people pointed out when Sword and Shield came out, was like, look at this tail whip animation. The Pokemon just hops up and down. It's like, you're not going to use tail whip anyways, because your team is going to be 4 attacks. Like, why are we so hyper focused on tail whip? And then you see like an animation like Pyro Ball, and you're like, dang, Pyro Ball is like sick. But there's like a lot of other animations that exist, whether that is a walking animation, whether that's like a sitting animation, whether that's like a washing your Pokemon animation, right? That people don't like acknowledge as like new animations that they have to do.
True. Yeah.
And when they went to Scarlet and Violet, there were Pokemon that were redesigned. Like Mewtwo was redesigned. Charizard was redesigned. Blastoise was redesigned. So when you take a handful of Pokemon, and so in Scarlet and Violet, you know, you have however many new Pokemon, what was like 100 and something, and then you're taking some old Pokemon and you're redesigning them. Now those Pokemon are redesigned, and they're like good for the future. And then eventually we can get around to like making Skitty better or making Pineco better, right? So you don't, instead of like every game, instead of a Pokemon game coming out every couple of years and you being like, well, we have to redesign 1,000 Pokemon, you can kind of cut that down.
Sure.
And be like, when we do bring Ekans back, well, we fixed him in the Legends Arceus, so he's good to go in the future. And I think, sorry, this is very long-winded to get to this point of they had, 230 Pokemon in this game? And I spent like 2 hours walking with just different Pokemon, and they all have different walking sounds. And that didn't exist in old Pokemon games.
Walking sounds?
Like the way they walk sound, like obviously like Swirlix doesn't have a walking sound because it floats. But like if somebody wants a really easy test for this and you're listening, walk with an Ariados, like go into your settings and turn your music down and then just have our Ariados follow you, and then like walk with like an Aeron, and then walk with like a Skidoo. Use those 3 Pokemon, and they sound like they added like this metallic tinging noise when Aeron walks, and it makes sense. And then like Ariados, because it has so many legs, you can like hear all of them. Like the windows in this game, they suck. But whoever was like the sound artist for the Pokemon pitter patters, holy cow, that person cooked hard. Like every Pokemon sounded different. Even like a Medicham, it has like these like booming steps because it's like its stance is so wide. It's really neat. And that's why I think like that. Maybe like 9, I don't know, I'm just making up a number. Maybe like 9 out of 10 people just don't care about it or will never notice the sounds of a Pokemon walking. But I feel like every time we get a Pokemon game, like even with Scarlet and Violet, even though that game is like ugly, like them adding the scales and them adding the fur and them like redesigning like Charizard's face a little bit. The animations when they're sitting at a cafe, or like I think this is the first time where I've seen like Camera Up like sit and its legs are out kind of like almost like a teddy bear, and it sits like a very like that animation never existed before of it like sitting.
Right.
And it just I think there's like something to be said about like sitting at the cafe with your Pokemon and feeling like it's closer to like a real thing.
Yeah, for sure. Because I made a point at one time, maybe it was online somewhere, but where I was like, yeah, like this game feels like it has so much life to it, and then people are obviously like, oh, what are you talking about? But it's like, yeah,
the windows,
the pitter patter, the way they sit, the way that they interact with, like, it's just there's so much to it that maybe gets overlooked by some people, but I think that to me is like this feels like real life in a sense that like this is probably Aeron would sound metallic, right?
And I would assume that making 230 different walking noises is not easy, but
Probably
now those
not.
230 Pokemon are done.
Right.
True. Yeah.
So in the next game, if 100 of them come back and the next game has 300 Pokemon, cool, we only have to do 200 more walking animations or pitter patters, and then those 100 are done. And then if they cut Beedrill again and then Beedrill comes back, it's like, okay, cool, we already recorded that a couple years ago, so we can. I just think that there's a certain point where if this game had 1,000 Pokemon, who's recording 1,000 sounds? Like,
yeah, that
just for this specific game.
I think that like you're right. That I feel like that just wouldn't have happened, right? Like
it would just be like, oh, we can't do this.
Right. That would have been too much of an undertaking. And I do agree. Like, I think that I will say, like, obviously, I think that games should look good, but it's also not it's just not the thing that the game is fun otherwise. And I feel like the fun of the game kind of just overshadows like the windows for me. I'm not saying they look good. I think we can all agree they don't look good. The question is how much does that take away from the game for you? And for me, because of all these other things that you're mentioning and just the other things about the game that made it so fun, it's almost like I look at the windows and I'm like, okay, well, I just turn away and go do something else, and then I'm having fun playing the game otherwise.
The amount of time I spend looking at the windows, barely.
Yeah.
I don't know like how often I'm sitting there like staring at the windows. I'm playing Pokemon. I'm not
Yeah.
looking at the windows.
It's weird because like in one instance, yeah, the windows don't matter and they don't take away or add to the enjoyment. Although they can take you out of
Sure,
it to be like,
sure.
oh man, this is so ugly. But in the other instance, it's like, well, the pitter patters of Aeron isn't like convincing anyone to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Okay.
glad it's there, and I think it is really neat. And it to me, it makes those Pokemon feel more unique.
Yeah.
Like the way they run, the way they sound. Like I like all of that specifically to the Pokemon. Whereas like the window, like I think both are very minor things that don't really change the overall enjoyment of the game. Whether the windows look good or not, or whether Aeron makes a metallic sound when he walks or not, like both are pretty irrelevant in the long scheme of things. But I think the work they do for that Pokemon will always carry forward.
Yes.
I would. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, I think that if the Pokemon company or Game Freak or whoever's, doing this, if they're going to focus on the Pokemon themselves, which have been going on for the last 30 years almost, or they're going to focus on the environment of this one specific game, they're going to put their focus on these characters because these characters have lived with us all this time and are going to live with us going forward. Lumio City was there in X and Y and it's here now and it won't be here next year. But those Pokemon are going to continue into further games and they're going to focus on those characters, I think, above anything else in their games. I'm not saying that like they shouldn't be focusing on the windows. I do think those things should be improved. But I think first and foremost, they're always going to focus on the characters, the Pokemon characters, because that is their bread and butter. Like that is their thing, are those characters, whether it's in a video game, in a card, in a plush, in whatever. So I think they're always going to put the biggest focus specifically on those characters if they can.
Absolutely. The enjoyment I get out of hearing Totodile's little pitter patter is more enjoyment than I would get out of a nice looking window. You know?
Yeah, and just take that Totodile down to the sewers. You get the pitter patter down there and you get a nice looking sewer.
Yeah.
I saw a thing too, where if a Pokemon can fly, so some Pokemon can walk and then also fly. A good example of this is like Dragonite.
Mm-hmm.
So like Dragonite will walk behind you, but if you walk into a puddle, he'll fly over the puddle. He won't walk through it.
That's great.
That's so good.
That is good.
So a really easy way to test this, I can't remember what zone. It might be like Wild Zone 8 or something. It's whatever one has phalanx in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Wild Zone 16.
Oh, is it 16? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that has like the fountain is there,
Yes,
so the
the
water's there.
fountains.
So
Mhm.
when you walk on the phalanx side, like Dragonite would walk, and then when you get to the water side, he'll like get up and fly because he doesn't want to be in the water.
Nice.
Obviously, like Totodile can't fly, so he's just running through everything.
So cute.
That's cool.
So there's just like little touches like that, which I think, when we nitpick a game of like, oh, the windows kind of suck, or like, oh, the like, I don't like this or I don't like that, completely valid. I'm nitpicking in the ways of like, oh, it's really cool that they like made this Pokemon like not touch the water and he like flies up because he just doesn't. But like, you don't hear those side of the arguments because
Right.
Sure.
like that's. To those people, that's not like a selling point. But then when those people are screaming about the windows, it's like, but that's not a selling point to those people either.
I think the moral of the story is to spend more time in your life focusing on the good. The bad will always be there, but try to find enjoyment in the little things.
Yes.
Like Totodile's pitter patter.
Just remember that Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are terrible games. Just if you start with that basis.
It's also okay to criticize games
Right.
to an extent. But there's a part of me that, I said this somewhere, I don't remember if it was on the podcast or somewhere else, but there's a part of me that thinks, okay, the same people who have complained about Sword and Shield and the way it looks, complained about Scarlet Violet and the way it looks, and complained about Legends Z-A and the way it looks, and Arceus and the way it looks, And there's some amount of that that's like, that's fine. Criticism is needed, right? You need that feedback as a whatever developer or company.
I think Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet both look bad.
Yeah, and that's fine. What always gets me are the people that seem to be surprised that the same team that made a Scarlet and Violet game you didn't like are making a Legends Z-A game that you don't like the looks of. It's the same team. Like, it's okay to criticize. I would say, like, stop being surprised that the same team is not making the best looking games like every few years.
I think maybe the want is like, well, they should put more money and hire more people and stuff like that. But that's just a misunderstanding of Game Freak. They don't want to hire more people.
Yeah.
Like, I'll use myself for an example. People like, I would always be told, like, Steve, you should hire an editor. You would have more time to do stuff. But I don't know if I have the money to hire an editor. Two, I don't know if they would edit the way I want them to edit.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how to do it, and I'm just going to do it. And maybe it's not the best way, but like,
yeah,
I don't want to hire anyone is like the point of it. Like, I just don't want to be somebody's boss.
Yeah. I think
I'm just going to do it myself. And
I think a lot of people don't realize like the creativeness.
Doesn't want to hire anyone.
Yeah, like I think that people don't realize like the creativity that goes into some of that. It's like, no, like the video comes out this, like for you, like editing something, right? It comes out this way because it's your style of doing that. That kind of makes it the way it is. And you know, it's like, oh, I might not want it to look that way or feel that way. And I think that goes to the same with these teams. It's like, you can't just hire people. You can't just hire people and expect like, oh, things will just be better because we hired a ton of people. It doesn't work that way. Like, there's a lot more that goes into it than just having more bodies.
I don't know. 10 people making a cake seems like it'd be a better cake than 2 people making a cake.
Exactly.
I don't know. What I do know is we should take a break. We'll be right back. We'll have more ZA stuff after the break. This podcast is brought to you by Hims. Tired of trying to figure out what actually works for hair loss? Through Hims, you can get access to clear solutions, expert guidance, and an online process that takes the confusion out of care. Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatment with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medication, serums, and sprays. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatments and plans that put your goals first. There's no hidden fees, no surprises, and also like no doctor's visits. You don't have to drive anywhere, and that's a big plus in today's world. Not leaving your house is kind of nice. For simple online access to personalized and affordable hair care loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/PKMNcast. That's hims.com/PKMNcast for your free online visit. hims.com/PKMNcast. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. This podcast is brought to you by Uncommon Goods. The holidays are sneaking up fast, but it's not too early to get your shopping done and actually have some fun with it. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts that you can't find anywhere else. Even if you don't know where to start, Uncommon Goods breaks things into categories. You can search by reading, sports, gardening, geek, music, travel, pulp culture, foodie, games and puzzles, animals, and anything to start and make your journey of finding the perfect gift easy. When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you are supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcraft products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice, and they have donated more than $3 million to date. So shop early, have fun, and cross some names off your list today. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/PKMNcast. That's uncommongoods.com/PKMNcast for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. And we are back from our break. Let's talk about more ZA. I just want to bring this up to say I was right, is really what it comes down to.
We need like a compilation of every time you say that.
We should. I'll be first in line to listen to it. I like hearing myself talk. There was little to no surprises I had in ZA besides like the length of the game. Like the story felt very long. And I remember before I even played ZA in California, I said on the show, there is no way they're going to make us do 26 letters. Because that would be like 26 like gym leader fights. I was like, there's no way. We have to be skipping some. And even in those trailers, if you looked, there was like somebody who was like rank C on the roof, and they were like, what, like level 50 something.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are we supposed to go every single letter and get to C and still be at 50? Like, what are the like? Is Z going to be at level 8 and Y going to be 9 and X going to be 10?
Sure.
And then when we did the like night battle in California, it was like, oh, they want us to battle like 10-ish people at night and then battle somebody. That's like a lot of battles to like how, and it's not like that's not a lot of battles because like obviously the game wants you to do 1,000 battles total to like unlock everything, which is like makes sense. A game about battling would want you to battle a bunch. Like, got it, okay, yeah. Understood. But to balance just like the leveling curve seems like a nightmare. So I was like, there's no way. I said several times in the podcast, there's no way there's not going to be letters we skip. And when we skip from V to F, it was shocking to me that people were upset about this.
Yeah, I think the one way they could have done it if they really did want us to rank up letter by letter is that they could have made not every rank be special. So they could have had like, okay, you go into your evening fighting stuff and you just happen to beat, like, you come across a person that's rank X and you're rank Y and you beat them in that time and then you just get ranked up to X. Like, they could have made it so that there are certain points where, like, okay, rank F becomes some kind of special fight that you have, but, like, you could have just ranked up, like, through the night battles and not been like, okay, I have to have a competitor ticket every single time I'm going to rank up and do this and do that. They could have done it that way to where it would have made it a little bit like, cool, you're ranking up one at a time. I, however, am not mad that they like skipped ranks. I think that that's totally fine, but they could have done it that way. They could have just not made every one of them special.
I'm still like confused about the ranking system.
Yes.
I understand that when you're both Z and you battle each other, Z for Zach, and then one of you goes to Y.
Yep.
And I understand what you're saying, Bobby, and I don't disagree with it, but it does remind me of like getting to rank Z, like doing that first nightly thing, and then the Pidgeotto guy is there, and he is so much stronger than everyone else.
Yeah.
Because everyone in that area is already like around level 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, if we're level 10 at rank Z, what level are we supposed to be at when we get to rank A? Like, that's the first, like, just gameplay problem that apparently no one thought of except us on this podcast is like, how is the pacing of this game going to work?
Level 347.
But when you get to the Pidgeotto guy who's like hidden back there, he's like, what, 18, I think?
Yeah. I think he's 18, yeah.
And that never happens again in the game. Like, there are sometimes when you go, when I was like rank C, it would be like, oh, this person's rank B, which also doesn't make sense. If that dude's already rank B and I'm in a rank C thing, and I beat him, why am I not leveling up? and everyone else here is C, and we're all getting like challenger tickets.
You didn't have a
The whole
challenger
game
ticket.
thing doesn't make sense, and no one can sit here and be like, "Well, technically, no." I know the how the game mechanically works.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the actual tournament doesn't make sense. Like, what is Gris doing this entire time if he is he's one rank away from A, and he's not going to find anyone else in this entire city that is also both B's have to battle each other for one to be A. And what did he get to rank B and was like, I'm done here. He's not, he literally tells you he wants to be A. What have you been doing? I know you're selling coffee, but you can't find another bee person? I got to B and my phone went ding, ding, and like you were there. What have you been doing? You're like the game, the tournament doesn't make sense unless he's been getting ding and he's losing everything.
Yeah, because if you lose, you just don't rank up.
So
Also-
we're here to assume that he's lost every battle.
He's
Well-
supposed to be this amazing trainer, but he just loses it to every other
But then
bee
that
trainer.
would imply that there's so many A people already.
Yeah,
Well,
because
true,
all
if
those
he keeps
people would
getting
be
beat.
beating him.
And then
Yeah.
what is our character's point in the story if that's the case?
Well, also,
We've
okay.
gotten very far away from the point of the leveling curve, but I
Yeah.
still don't get what he was doing besides selling coffee.
How long has this tournament been going on at the time that you
It was like
arrive
2
in Lumio
years,
City?
I think.
Okay. Has it been going on for 2 years? Because it is weird to me that there's all these people in Lumio City who just like stopped ranking up. Not just people at B, but like everybody you come
Exactly.
across has stopped ranking up.
It
and
takes
it's
us like
why?
a couple days to reach from Z to A. But then we got these other people who have been here the entire time.
And can I just say, you're just there on vacation. You're not even living there.
This was not your plan coming into this. You had no idea it even existed.
Okay, going back to Bobby's point. The Pidgeotto guy would be like a good example of like, okay, you're going to like rank up because this guy is clearly outclassed everyone else here. Like he is harder than Zach is, and Zach
Absolutely.
is the Z trainer. And
Right.
I thought like, oh, cool. Every time I go into a nightly battle, there's going to be like one hard person to find. But that's actually not a real thing. That first area is like scripted, which is like totally fine. I get it. It's like the first area. It's the same. It's the same trainers we did in LA.
Yeah.
It was the same 3 battles plus the Pidgeotto guy in the corner. And that guy, like, that just doesn't exist. Like, sometimes when you go at night, you would have somebody like slightly higher level than you. But again, the game doesn't make the tournament doesn't make sense in this. Like, okay, I'm D, he's C, I beat him, I don't rank up. Now I do understand the Vinny thing. Because if I am going to challenge somebody who is such a higher rank and I beat them, yes, I should take their rank.
Shouldn't you be okay? We're gonna go into some mechanics here for a second. If I'm Z and I'm going up against Zach, we're both rank Z, and then I'm going to rank Y because I beat someone who is rank Z. I'm now
Yes.
going to rank Y. Now Vinny is rank F. And if I beat him, that's rank F. Shouldn't I go to rank E? Because I'm beating someone that's rank F. I shouldn't also then be at rank F. I should be above rank F. Just like when I beat someone that's rank Z, I'm above rank Z.
I know. I feel like I give a pass to that because you're jumping.
Sure. I guess.
Like this video game aside, if you were playing chess or you were playing any other game that had some sort of ranking system, obviously in chess it's ELO or ELO or however you say it, right? Like if I have 1,000 point ELO and I beat somebody at 2,000 points, I just don't go up like 10 points. I go up way more
Right.
points
Yeah, of course.
because they were such a higher rank.
Sure.
And the fact that people got mad at that because of Vinny,
Mhm.
but that would happen in any game,
Yeah, absolutely.
real life or not, that would have any sort of ranking system, whether it's letters or numbers or a secret score that you can't see.
Yeah, I think the thing that's interesting is there must have been something that was said in a trailer or a direct or something that got people that, because people do this all the time, right? They take something that's said and then they hype it into something that isn't said, and then they get mad at in this case, the Pokemon company for the thing to not come true that they never said in the first place, but like that the people like took and made it seem like they said. There must have been something that was said that got people to think that they were going to have to rank up through each letter. Because if I just thought from the outside, like, oh, you go from rank Z to A, but like you can just battle someone that's a higher rank and I'm just going to get to that rank. That just makes sense to me.
Yes, that's
like,
what I thought was going to happen is like, oh, well, like, there's probably going to be some story jumps, but also maybe if you're just good enough, you're just going to skip some letters, which like would make sense. Like if I'm playing competitive in Scarlet and Violet or I'm playing competitive in Sword and Shield, I don't want to do the same amount of battles every single time. Like if I get paired with like, if I'm in Great Ball and I get paired with Wolfie Glick in Master Ball and I win that match, I don't want to go up one rank. I just beat Wolfie Glick. Send me to the moon. Like, like push my score up there. That's who I just beat. Right. So like the Vinny thing was like, yeah, this makes sense. I beat somebody really good.
Yeah.
Like I beat that Pidgeotto guy. I should have been rank X right away.
I will say, even your character though is surprised that they do go all the way to F. When they're looking at the ranking, they like look over at the letters and it's going up.
That animation was sick though.
And they're like, wait, what? Like, what's going on?
Like,
I'm going all the way to F.
Face.
Like, that character should have been like, yeah, of course I'm going to F. They shouldn't have been surprised that their rank went all the way to F. They should have been like, yeah, I'm going to F because I beat a rank F person.
Like when you beat the game, you can do the Infinite Royale, right? You can just at the night you can do more battles, and then you can go back to the Infinite Royale, and they randomly match you with somebody, and that's like. At that point, though, it is pretty mindless because they can only be so strong, and your Pokemon are already stronger. So again, what I said on the podcast a couple months ago is I cannot imagine anyone would actually have fun doing 10 battles, then a major battle, 10 battles, then that is 260 battles plus another 26 to rank up. No one's going to want to do that without losing interest. Even the Infinite Royale, the only appeal to that is one, there's a prize at the end, and two, like you get to rematch characters you have then established and fell in love with.
Right.
To be like, oh, cool, Canary shows up in the Infinite Royale, I get to see her again. That's great. But the 15 that you have to do to unlock a story thing, it's 15 mindless battles. Like you're at that point you're not going to lose. And they just took like that middle part of the game and they moved it to post, which was like the smartest thing they could have done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because again,
it's the same amount that you skip.
Because you probably just want people to finish your game. And there's no way to actually balance or pace that in that game unless you want those people to be at level 100. And even at a level 100, I don't think you're paced appropriately.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
I think we're all in agreement on that. I think again, I think something was said at some point and then that was taken to like people took that to think, oh, okay, I'm going to have to rank up through the ranks, which again, I don't think you're going to be able to make everyone happy. And I do think that people that complain, they say, oh, this is what we wanted, would be the same people to say, oh, there's way too much to do to get to rank A if you did have to rank up through each level.
All those people bought turbo controllers to turbo all the battles because they don't want to do 1,000 battles. Like, you don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it.
They cut that part out so you can at least see the end of the game. And again, I don't think they cut it out because they were like, oh, it's a pacing issue.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
As somebody that surprisingly plays other games than Pokemon sometimes, for me, when a game gets past 30 hours of story, I'm ready to finish the game. I'm like, I want to finish playing. And maybe that's just because I'm on TikTok all the time, my attention span's down, whatever. 30 hours is too long for me to play a story-based game. This one took longer than 30 hours. And had we have had to do those extra battles in the middle there, it would have been way too long
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Yeah. I think it's just the way that it was structured. Like again, I think that they could have had it where you rank up individual, like letter by letter, if they didn't want to make every time you rank up a special event.
Right.
Right. They could have done it that way, and they could have just been like, cool, you're going through the nights and you're ranking up each night, you're ranking up a couple levels because you're just beating someone that happens to be like, they just set the trainers out in a way to where you're like, okay, I'm going to be able to beat someone that's a rank above me, and now I'm the next rank. And then they could have just hit it at certain levels and been like, okay, like now at rank F, this is really special and something happens. They could have done it that way. They chose not to. Totally fine. They chose to do it the way they did. And I think it makes a lot of sense. I did not come away from that thinking like, oh man, I never got to see rank S or R or Q. You know, like that's fine.
I do think the battle system gets better in the later half.
Yep.
Like I and at that point in the game, I don't even think the battle system is that well established. But once you start getting away from growl and leer and like even just quick attack, I mean, obviously quick attack has uses, especially for breaking crystals.
Mm-hmm.
But when you can actually put like rock slide and earthquake and crunch and like these stronger moves, the battle system feels better. Because there's a big difference between you and your rival tackling each other like 6 times at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And like, okay, I can tackle, I can water gun, and I can growl. That's like it. And that battle's like kind of slow, but it's fine in the sense of teaching. To where at the, I think after Vinny, or using the Vinny battle for an example, when one of his Pokemon just one-shots you, you go, oh, okay, never, like this isn't like 5 tackles from a Chikorita that I have to worry about. Yep. This is, I have to think about the next Pokemon and I have to think about the next move. And I think that's where the battle system gets more interesting. Mm-hmm. And I like this battle system. I told Nintendo right to their face I didn't like it when I was in Paris. I was like, I'm not big fan of it. I like turn-based stuff. Maybe it'll grow on me. And they're like, yeah, we hope it grows on you. And like turn-based stuff will come to Champion. So like no worries there. Like they were like really nice about it. Like I think they appreciated the honesty that I was like, yeah, I'm not sold on the battle system. Sorry. 1 hour is not enough. Mm-hmm. I like the battle system now, but there's so many holes in it. There's so many flaws and there's so many like loopholes that you can do. And it really does come down to, I mean, I think the online play is the biggest advocate of this, of I know you're weak to ice. I have the ice move. I'm going to get close and one-shot you. I'm weak to steel. You have the steel move. I'm going to switch my Pokemon because I'm not going to survive an Iron Head. Mm-hmm. And that is what the later half of that game ends up being.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like in previous games, Scarlet Violet, Sword and Shield, whatever, the goal at the end of the day, at least for me, you know, while playing through these games, is I am just going to use a stronger attack. I'm going to one-shot. I'm not really worried about using light screen in those types of battles, and maybe the online's that's a whole different conversation maybe. Yeah. But it kind of gives you the same feeling of like, yeah, I know I'm super effective. I'm going to Ice Beam. I'm going to one-shot. We're going to move on. But I don't think that's much different than Scarlet and Violet. I'm super effective. I got Ice Beam. I'm going to one-shot and move on.
Yes. No, I agree with you. I think the difference is the fact that because it's not turn-based, the computer opponent can come out and one-shot you.
Sure.
Whereas in like Scarlet and Violet or Sword and Shield, you know, if you just have the faster Pokemon, Ice Beam, Ice Beam, Ice Beam, Ice Beam. Whereas now like the speed tier is a little bit different in this game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they can come out and they can one-shot you. And
yeah.
then, like kind of change your perspective on that.
That's true. I also do like how moves can last throughout switching. So, like, I like using like Sand Tomb or Fire Spin, and it just sets up an area of the level where you can kind of run them through, and like they'll take a little bit of damage while other stuff is happening, and then you can switch out, and like that move still like is sitting there, or like I think like Toxic is it Toxic Spikes? That's another one where it's just sitting on the ground there, and you can like run them through it, like, and then keep it going, over time. And like, I know that happens in turn-based as well, because like, a fire spin or whatever will last 5 turns. But I like the mechanics of how it works this way. And I like how, on the other hand, if someone hits you with a fire spin, like, you can just move away from it and not deal with it. You can just dodge that area of the arena and not deal with it. But I do like how that works out in this versus like a turn-based situation.
Yeah, I think for like the battle royale, you get to a point where you're going to go the one-shot route.
Mm-hmm.
And like the CPU is doing the same thing. Like if you get caught, they get the free first attack.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's the correct typing, they're probably going to one-shot your Pokemon. But in the Rogue Mega Alpha raid things, there's none of that. So that's where like the screeches come in, or the light screens come in, or the reflects, or the sword stances.
Yep.
So I think that's my favorite part of the battle system, isn't necessarily the one-shotting thing, because I think Austin is right. I think when you play a normal Pokemon game, you're also just one-shotting, right? Like, there's no reason when you're fighting Blaine to hit any other move than Surf.
Right.
Like, why would you hit anything else? Like, Surf's going to do the job. It's not going to miss. You're already outspeeding it. You're just going to hit that, and that's that. But in the Rogue Mega stuff, that does kind of touch on that, like, baby Final Fantasy 14 or that baby World of Warcraft, where you're, okay, I'm going to Aura Sphere, now I'm going to Nasty Plot, and then I'm going to Drain Punch, and then I'm going to Swords Dance, and then by the time you do that loop, you're redoing that loop again, and you're dodging, and you're withdrawing your Pokemon, and I think that's where the battle system, like, really shines.
Yeah. I do think one of my biggest complaints for this game is my favorite parts are those Rogue Mega battles. And I wish that they were more, I don't know if fleshed out's the right word, but I wish there were more of them. I wish there was like, because those are the most fun to do for me. The one-shotting thing is like fine.
There's nothing like post-game about, like, we can't redo them, right?
I've not redone them.
I haven't seen anywhere to redo. I don't think you can.
But like I wish we could, though. There's, like you said, there's so much more reason to do like light screen and stuff like that, where they feel like, I don't want to say they feel like other games where it's like, this is like a big thing that we want to work towards and do more of, get better rewards from them, go online, do them with friends. And I feel like that's where it really fell short, where it's like, you do them once, and to my knowledge, that's it.
Yeah. I think you said this on the mini-series, Steve, but this was like, those were the perfect setup to have like a new style of doing raids with people online. Like, have those mega Pokemon and you're up against them, have them be like even stronger, and you invite like, 2 other people or something into it, and you could kind of take it on together. Just felt like the perfect way to put that into an online mode. And I feel like they just didn't go that route. Like, and it didn't even have to be just newer ones. You could have like any mega Pokemon be in some kind of raid, and then have some kind of rewards at the end of that.
I think this is probably, I have like a list of things I don't like about these games, and Windows is not on that list. Well, it would be on the list, I guess, but like not important to me. Like the fact that this game that doesn't have like marks or ribbons is like really bothersome. Sure. Like that would make hunting more fun. Like it has sizes, but like, again, there's no like tiny size or jumbo size. I mean, I guess alphas would be jumbo eventually if they brought that back. So like that kind of bothers me, but I do think the lack of a multiplayer also bothers me, although I didn't expect that. So
yeah,
like in Sword and Shield, you can just do raids with people, and it was fun, and it was a way to pass time, and you would still get rewards. And it was just like something to do with people, and that was fun. Scarlet and Violet, I think they did that better, minus that Scarlet and Violet ran like moldy sugar. But like just doing that with people was fun. And I think that core system is there, and it's probably because the Switch 1 is the Switch 1, and this is ultimately a Switch 1 game. But I think if they took that Rogue Mega system and the 3 of us could do a Victory Bell together, like really all you have to do is give the victory barrel more health, maybe have a punishment in case somebody dies, but ultimately, like, I can light screen you three, maybe Bobby could helping hand, and you have a multiplayer system there.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the story, you have, most of these Pokemon, they don't really have like a phase 2. But if there's a post-game thing where it's like, okay, Victory's Bell's back, the first phase is the same, but the second phase he's going to do something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And, to make it harder, okay, you guys have a 10-minute timer. You got to get it done within 10 minutes. Like, it just seems like it's right there as like a multiplayer thing.
And
Totally.
even if we're like being like honest about this, they don't even need to have only mega evolutions in there. Throw like a giant Simisear in there. Let's fight that, right? I don't care. I want the Simisear. And if it's like, if they did it like the Mighty Marks in Scarlet and Violet, you have a big giant Pokemon you're fighting. They could use plus moves instead of the Mega whatever. They could still do whatever. And I just think that would be a really great way to continue this type of game, but online.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I wasn't even expecting an online. I was, we had not really a whole lot in Legends Arceus. I'm surprised we got the battle system in this one. Like, that was a shock to me a little bit.
Yep.
But if they would have went with this direction instead, I would have been a lot more happy about it. I think, I'm enjoying the online stuff, but this is what I would have preferred.
It's like a co-op system instead of
co-op.
competitive.
I was going to say, people like co-op systems. I mean, I think Scarlet and Violet, the raids were very popular in Scarlet and Violet. The raids were very popular in Sword and Shield. People like the co-op system. And then to go to this online mode, which again, like you said, I was kind of surprised we got online at all. To go to this is fine, because like, definitely try something new, right? Especially with like Legends games and with all games, but like it seems like it's more noticeable with Legends games.
Mm-hmm.
But also like you got people, that the popularity of these co-op like online modes, it's a bummer they just didn't keep it going.
Yeah. I want to talk about more ZA stuff, but again, this podcast is coming out while I am traveling. So we are going to probably put a pin in it right there because we already recorded an hour. But what I'm going to do is, we didn't do a free episode this month, so this will be the free episode. So we're going to do another bonus segment for our Patreon people. But this episode will be free, even if you're not a paid patron. You just have to go to Patreon and you just have to make a free account. Again, completely free. You just have to sign up for Patreon. And then you can listen to the third part of this. But a lot of traveling. So I don't want these episodes to be like 2 hours. That's a lot of work I got to do. So I told Bobby and Austin, I was like, let's try to aim for like under 90 minutes for both of these. And I'm not even through my notes here. So we'll wrap up here for the free people. If you would like to hear the rest, or if you would like the bonus segment, again, this week it'll be completely free. You just have to go to patreon.com/PKMNcast. Also, this month we are running a promotion for a holiday postcard. So anyone who does sign up at the $5 level, you get all the bonus episodes from before. You'll get all the bonus episodes going forward, assuming you stay on the $5 level. But if you just want to do $5 for this month, you'll get a holiday postcard in December when I send all those out. So I do a holiday postcard every month, and I usually do this offer every month. And some people sign up. And they sign up for a month, and some people realize that they like the Slack or they like the bonus and the ad-free stuff, so they stick around. So that's always cool. But if you don't want to do that hassle of signing up for Patreon, then this is the end.
Wait, did you say you do a holiday card you meant you do a holiday card every year, right?
What did I say?
Every month.
It's a holiday every month around here.
I just want to make sure people don't think they're going to be getting like a holiday card from you every single month of the year.
Sorry, yeah, just for next month. I used to call it a Christmas card, but it never comes out before Christmas. It always comes out after Christmas. Maybe this year I'll get it out before Christmas, but again, patreon.com/PKMNcast. This week will be free for everyone. This will be your free episode for the month. Anyways, we'll see you after the credits for more ZA. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Bobby. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super Totodile Pitter Patter.
Like, I understand the game of, well, if you knock it out, you get this bonus catch rate for it being knocked out, but you only get one chance. We talked about this before the game came out. It's like, how are they going to manage knocking it out versus catching it? But if you knock it out, you get one chance, but you get this very